Okay, so today we're going to talk about how to make ebook reading interesting. Books on your laptop. To my channel. If you're new here, my name is odameaamoako. Please subscribe, hit on the bell button, and let's get going. If you watched my previous post, you remember I spoke about how to make reading interesting. So reading hard copy books. So I had feedback that I should do a video and talk about how I make ebook reading interesting for myself so that people can also adopt those steps. Yeah. So last week, I spoke about a few things that you should get to make reading hard copy books interesting. I mentioned the diary, highlighters, pens, and then your posture, how you sit or lie down to read. So today I'm actually going to add the pictures for how I lie down to read and how I sit to read. So please, that will be at the end of the video, so you have to watch it. I might also put it in between, so don't think you will just forward it and go and watch. And so the first thing is avoid distractions, disable pecky notifications, turn your data off, turn your data off, turn your data off. Sorry, I had to shout that. Turn your data off. You see, sometimes when you are reading on your phone and then you have a notification, maybe your SHS group is discussing something, you are so eager to go and watch it, you go like, let me wait. Then something just pushes you, read, Amma, go and read it. By the time you realize you've spent like an hour reading WhatsApp messages and you've not been productive. So disable pecking notifications. You can even put your phone on airplane mode if you think you don't have any call or anything at that instant. Just make sure you have. Number two, have a diary available. You can have smaller diaries like this, very small, like myself. You can have small diaries around you. Maybe you have one diary inside your bag which you always carry around with a pen, so that when you read and then you get some quotes and some words you don't understand, you just put them down so that you can reflect on that later. So make sure you have a diary around. If you think you can't carry a diary around, you can just tear a piece of paper. You tear a piece of paper, then you take it along so that as you read and then you see something that catches your attention, you write it down so that later on you can just have a look at it and know that, okay, this is what this word means, this word means this. Okay, this quote, I can direct it in this affairs in my life. 3. If you think you cannot carry a diary or a sheet of paper around, which I think you should, but then if you can't or you forgot it, I know WPS Office allows you to highlight PDFs, like some lines you think you want to highlight with different colors. I know PDF Reader also allows that. So depending on which app you are using to read, I'm sure all other apps can give you that liberty to highlight points. Highlight points that catch your attention. If you don't have a pen and a paper around, highlight those points so that when you are done, even let's say you get to a certain point, you highlight that area so that later on when you take your phone and you want to continue reading, you know, okay, this is where I got to. So you can just use different colors to highlight. And I'm going to demonstrate how to highlight using WPS Office. So this is a book, Defining Decade by McJ. So let's say this acknowledgement, yeah. So the second paragraph, let's say that makes sense to you and then you want to have some sort of reflection on that part. You start by selecting it. So this was harder than I thought. I mean, snapping it and highlighting. So you can see edit, copy, highlight, underline, strike through. So we are all going to highlight together. So that's it. So number 4. A bad handwriting is better than a good memory. Let me repeat that. A bad handwriting is better than a good memory. The third time. A bad handwriting is better than a good memory. The reason why I insist that you write down quotes that you see or write down words you don't understand is you can have the highest IQ of 120, but it's not everything you can go back and remember. Okay, I read this, or I remember this quote from here. Sometimes you can, but it's not ideal. So it's better you write down points, you write down quotes, you write down things that catch your attention, so that as time goes on, when you even go back to your books, you can see, okay, when I was reading this book, I got this quote from here. Maybe there would be a point that you are going through some hard times and you need a certain quote or something to boost you up. And when you take any of the diaries and then you see, okay, I wrote this thing at this instant, and then it made sense to me at that point, it should make sense to you at that particular point again. So it's better to write down quotes that catch your attention, write down your reflections, write down words that you don't know meanings of. So this would be a bit difficult, but the time you read, you see, for reading hard copy books, at least you can just read small, go and do something, come back and read. But then reading on your phone, in order not to put your phone on airplane mode or turn off your notification and all that, you can decide to read at dawn, or you can decide to read midday. You just have to check your schedule, check which time you think is ideal for you to read. This applies to reading hard copies as well. You check the time that you think is very suitable for you to read your books, so that you don't get distractions, because when you are reading and then you are distracted every point in time, you are not able to grab the kind of understanding that you need. So make sure your timing is good. You can read at dawn, you can read at midnight, you can read maybe during the day. It's of reading ebooks. It saves you money. It saves you space, because if you keep buying books, I mean, my table is getting a bit messy because I have piled up books. So it saves you space, it saves the environment, and then it's portable and then convenient. I mean, you can take your phone everywhere. There are some big books you can't carry around, but for ebooks you can just have your phone and then you have the books to read. So these are just a few benefits I want to share with you. Watching my video today, thank you, and please make sure you subscribe and hit on the bell button, so that whenever I upload videos, you are the first to see it. So my next video, I want to have a book review. So I'm bringing up 4 books. I've read a lot of books, but I want to use these 4 books. So pick any of them. Let me know in the comment section which one you want me to have the book review on, so that my next post, that's what I'm going to talk about. So these books: Why Prayer Fails by Reverend Jean Carl Enu, Rich Kid, Smart Kid by Robert Kiyosaki, and then Beyond the Rivers of Ethiopia by Reverend Mensa Otabil, and By the Future by Reverend Mensa Otabil. So I want to know which of the books you want me to have the review on. So my next post, that's what I'm going to talk about. Thank you for subscribing, thank you for sharing, thank you for watching. And the next slide would have the picture of me sitting, reading, and lying down reading. Thank you.